Hi. Hello. Today, I'm going to show you how to code your own trigger into component. This is useful if you want more control over how interactions feel in your game. In my case, I used this with my custom player controller, since the built-in trigger system doesn't detect it properly. You can also use this setup to create things like sword hitboxes, enemy hurtboxes, or custom interaction zones. First, create a new empty object and use it as a group. This group object is where we'll attach both the trigger component and the script. Then, duplicate this object. One will be used for trigger enter, and the other for trigger exit. Next, let's create the script. First, add 3 fields, one for the enter trigger object, one for the exit trigger object, and one string field for the object name keyword we want to detect. Then, reference these fields in the script. After that, create a function for trigger enter. This function detects collisions, and we use an if statement to check whether the object entering the trigger contains the keyword we set in the editor. We use find, so any object with that keyword in its name can activate the trigger. If the condition is true, we set the trigger object to active to fire the event. Then we do the same for trigger exit. After that, we add these lines so the trigger system actually calls our functions. Finally, we add an onDispose function. This runs when the scene changes or the game restarts, and it resets the game state by canceling both triggers. And that's all for the script. Now let's test it. I assign the trigger objects and set the keyword for the object name. I also add a sphere to visualize the trigger area and remove its collider. On trigger enter, I want it to play an audio. Oh, there's an error. I used a comma instead of a period on this line. Let's fix that. Now there's another error, I mismatched the variable names. Okay, now it's fixed, and the script works perfectly. Since all of my player objects contain the keyword player, they can all be detected by this trigger system automatically. And that's it for this video.